What's up, everyone? And today I'm doing a deck profile on my Charmers. Now, Charmers are actually in the last structure deck, the Spirit Charmers structure deck, and I was able to get 3 copies. And one thing that structure did a little differently, it had alternate arts that you weren't guaranteed to get, sadly. So, like, some of these cards have the original artwork, some of them don't. Now, before we get into the deck profile, I just want to remind you to vote for which deck you'd like me to do a deck profile on for this month. You never know, I could end up winning. And to, well, subscribe, because if you subscribe, it helps me out. And you get to see whenever I upload a deck profile, too. With that out of the way, let's get into the deck profile. First off, I run 2 Familiar Possessed Wind. You can special summon this card from your hand by sending 1 face-up Wind Charmer and 1 face-up Wind monster you control to the graveyard. And this card is special summoned by its own effect. Attacks the defense position monster, inflict piercing. So if you special summon itself by sending a face-up Wind Charmer and face-up Wind monster. I also run 2 Familiar Possessed Area. Area, same thing as Wind, except water instead of wind. Same thing with Familiar Possessed Usa. I don't know how it's pronounced. And Familiar Possessed Hita. They basically have the same kind of summoning requirements, except they discard wind, water, earth, and fire. I run the 1 Hita, the Fire Charmer. Now, the original Fire Charmers are flip monsters. This one is a flip mind control. One Wind, the Wind Charmer. This one, target a wind monster your opponent controls, take control of that area. Target a water, take control of it. And Asa, target an earth and take control of it. So these were essentially like mind controls, but for different attributes. Next, I run 2 Notorious Archfiend, Eater of Nefariousness. You can only control 1 Archfiend, Eater of Nefarious. If you control a spellcaster monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 face-up monster you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. So this card is good at special summoning itself from the hand. So it's an extender, essentially. Also run 2 Awakening of the Possessed Nefarious Archfiend. Same as the other one, you get special summon by sending 1 face-up spellcaster monster and 1 level 4 or earth monster you control to the graveyard. And it gains different effects on that. When this card is special summoned by its effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from your grave, but negate its effects, and if this card is sent from the field to grave, add a Spiritual Earth R card from, or 1 possessed spell trap card from your deck to your hand. So it's a searcher and an extender. Also run 3 Summoner Monk. Summoner Monk, when this card is normal or flip zone, you can change this card to defense position, and once per turn, you can discard 1 spell, special summon 1 level 4 lower monster from your deck. So it's good getting those level 4s out. Also run 3 Fairy Tale Luna. When this card is normal summon, you can add a spellcaster monster with 1850 attack from your deck to your hand once per turn. You can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Quick effect. Your opponent can send 1 card with that monster's name from their deck or extra deck to the graveyard and negate the effect. Otherwise, return both this card and that monster to the hand. That's it for the monsters. Next, I run 3 Spirit Charmers. Spirit Charmers, you can discard 1 card, take 2 cards from your deck with different names from each other that are Charmer monsters, or Familiar Possessed, or Possessed Spell Traps, and add 1 of them to your hand and set the other. I run 3 Awakening of the Possessed. Monster you control gains 3 attack for each different attribute of monster you control. If a spellcaster monster with 1850 original attack is normal or special summoned to your field, draw 1 card. So this works with Fairy Tale Luna, because Luna is 1850, as well as most of the other Familiar Possessed monsters. Also run 3 Secret Village of the Spellcaster. It kind of works to help stop your opponent from activating like a Harpy's Feather Duster, Twin Twister, or any other spell they want to activate. It's pretty good. Also run the 3 Double Summon. You run Anita because this deck requires a lot of summoning and doesn't really have, like a lot of normal summoning and doesn't really have many ways around it. So double summoning definitely helps with that. Moving on to the traps. I run 3 Possessed Partnerships. Special summon 1 spellcaster monster with 1500 defense from your hand or graveyard in attack position, or face down defense position, and if you control monsters with 2 or more different attributes, you can destroy 1 face-up card on the field. So it's good for destruction as well as special summoning. Essentially kind of like a Monster Reborn in a way, but a much weaker version of Monster Reborn. Also run 2 Unopposed. Charmer monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle, and if a familiar possessed monster you control attacks his opponent's monster, it gains 800 attack. So it gives you a bit of a boost. And while this card is already face up on your spell in your spell trap zone, you can special summon one spellcaster monster with 1500 defense from your deck. So both these can, like, this special summons from grave and this special summons from deck. So they're definitely a useful card to have. To the extra deck. Now I do have quite a few proxies because unfortunately the structure deck didn't come with the link monsters. I don't understand why it didn't. It should have, but it didn't. So I run 2 Hita, the Fire Charmer Ablaze, 2 Wind, the Wind Charmer Verdant, 2 Asa, the Earth Charmer, which I do not have a copy of because that one I think is like $5 a copy right now. I don't know. And 2 Area the Water Charmer. They definitely should have been reprinted in the structure deck, but they weren't. So, and these were the only 4 I had. I actually just got this one recently from a friend, luckily. Next, I run an IP Masquerena, Cerberus, Phoenix, Unicorn, as well as Boral Sword, Appaloosa, Access Code, and for 1 XD, I run Abyss Dweller. That's going to be all for the Charmer deck profile. What do you think of Charmers? Do you think it's a pretty cool archetype? Do you think they should have printed the extra deck monsters in the structure deck? Do you think they should have evenly matched in the structure deck? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video I make. Bye.